Across this great nation, there is a culture of people who carry on a heritage. They have an intangible quality that can't be described, but it comes from deep within their hearts. They share an appreciation for the greatest things that come from Mother Earth. They watch over, understand, and care for the vast wilds of this great country. Fishing, hunting, and trapping are the foundations that Canada was built on. For over 2 centuries, we have taken to the woods and water to pursue wild game. Today, it's about conservation, preservation, and wildlife management. Whether you are a man or woman, fish or hunt, you should support sound wildlife management.
Look at that thing!
And proudly say, I am an angler and hunter. The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters proudly presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, Burris Optics, Mercury Marine, and Lund Boats, Yamaha ATVs, Browning Ammunition, Browning Firearms, Suffolk's Fishing Line, Rapala, Camillus Knives and Cuda Tools, Yukon Gear, Killer Instinct Crossbows, and Outfitter Financial.
There's a common misunderstanding among fishermen that in the fall, as water temperatures drop, bass move to deep water to get ready for winter. Just before the water temp crashes to a point where the fish vacate the shallows, something amazing happens. This is all relative to water temperature, of course, and the fact that fall doesn't actually start until late September and then carries well into December means that October usually still has plenty of warm days and lots of sunlight. You get that little string of warm, summery weather, smallmouth fishing can be insane. Although cool nights lead to the shallow weeds and algae blooms dying off, but once that happens, it offers an ultra-clear window as to where bait and bass are hanging out. It's super shallow in there. The shallower the better. I find sand and weed, when it heats up and the sun hits it, smallmouth go bonkers, and there's no better way to catch them than just a suspending jerk bait. I'm gonna fish some shallow, 1 to 3 feet of water, looking for sand and weed, and if I spot cruising smallmouth, I'm gonna throw a little secret lure at it. We'll talk about that once I get onto things, but for the most part, I'm just gonna be throwing jerk baits. Pretty cool bait. And smashing giant fall smallies. This is a good one. Look at the hump on the back of this thing. What a fat little smallie. You got some potential. Whew. All right, let's see if there's some more up there. Whew.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you by Minn Kota and Humminbird.
My first choice when looking for early fall cruising smallmouth are beaches and sand and gravel bars. All right, so if you check out this huge flat, so I've got an island here. We've pulled into the island, and any of the blue water, so I've set my Humminbird up to show 8 feet of lesson water in blue. So I'm gonna scroll around, but if you look out here off this island, there's a big flat, and it actually comes up to 3 and 4 feet of water. And along that, there's sand and rock mixed in with the weeds. So all this deep water out here is where they are in the summer, and then on these shallow flats is where they spawn, and they come back here in the fall, in October. They crowd in here and move up on these areas to sun themselves, and it can be lights out. But most of all, you're going to be looking for cruising fish and fish following your jerk bait, and you're going to throw to them. Keeping the Minn Kota on a steady speed and scanning the shallows is the best way to locate bass. But because these fish are so shallow, they spook easily. It's almost like These fish are out of their element when they come up here, so they're super spooky, ultra spooky, which means like they'll swim away and dart away if something's off. Even with the jerkbait, I've noticed, like if I aggressively jerk it or like, you know, like this, even like this, that vibration sends them scattering. So it's almost like you want to just sweep it. Gentle sort of light twitches makes all the difference in the world. Long casts with a shallow running jerkbait can catch them off guard and is the best way I've found to get hooked up. There's one on the jerkbait. Oh, it's a nice one. So there you go. That's how it works. Ooh. Kind of like the 1-2 punch for smallies. Whoa, he's ornery. You want to make sure you're using a suspending jerkbait or a jerkbait that slowly rises, because literally we're going to be in, you know, like 1.5 to 3 feet of water, and jerking and twitching with the rod tip up will keep that bait off the bottom. But you want it to suspend because that's when a lot of the fish will come and actually hit it. Nice little smallie. Go get bigger. Smash that. Loco special though. These hooks, look at that. They stick to everything. So when those smallies come up and peck at it and hit it, you'll feel them whacking that, but a lot of times their mouths aren't open. But when that thing goes in their mouth, they're getting hooked. The advantage of being able to move slowly with the Minn Kota trolling motor is that I often drift over a few unsuspecting bass cruising along, or the ones that follow my jerkbait unsuspectingly to the boat. Here we go again. There's a billion of them. Got one, finally. Holy, oh, it's a big one. Woo! There's a whole bunch with it. Look at all these fish with it. Oh, he's off!
Oh, no!
But what?
Whoa, that's
Listen to this. Look at me. Everybody, pay attention closely. I just had a 4-pound smallie on, okay, with this bait in its mouth. And obviously when you catch fish, they start regurgitating what's in their stomach. This is all I got left. That bass jumped twice, and somehow my treble hook hooked a perch that bass was eating, and that's all that's left from a big one. That could have been the biggest fish of the day. Look at this. That's what they're eating, perch. What? No way. I wanted you to come up here and look down so you could see all, like there was probably 5 more bass there. They were just frenzied. And unfortunately the fish got off, and that's the end.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you by Yamaha ATVs.
My first choice when looking for early fall cruising smallmouth are beaches and sand and gravel bars. I'm telling you, frosty mornings, calm days, sun shining in the fall, you can hunt smallies on flats. Mix in some sparse weed growth or boulders, and you have the making of a fall smash fest. Oh, here's one. Got him. Oh, got him. There's 4 with them. One's a tank. Look right out here. There's 2 big ones swimming. A little lethargic. Oh, now you gotta be careful with treble hooks, because you can get them in your hand. I'd rather have hooks in my net than in my hand. Ooh. So this little fella had 2 other big ones behind it. And he took 2 shots at it, missed it, and the 3rd time zapped it. Just a little one. But there's a couple more here. I'm hoping they're gonna hang around and I might be able to trick them into biting. But cool little bass. Ate the jerk bait right in front of me. No, I just gotta deal with this. Just like that. Yeah, trying to grab those fish you run the risk of getting a treble hook in your hand, and that would put a quick end to the fun. Now I did see, oh, there's one right in front of the boat. There's a few swimming around in the sand here. Oh my God, there's a whole pile of them. They're way coming. There's a billion of them. They were way back there, dude. See how far back they were? These are big ones. There's 3, 4, 5 of them. I'm gonna throw the hair at these ones.
Having a tiny finesse bait tied and ready will usually trick some of those cruising fish into biting.
Okay, so when these fish are shallow and spooky like that, you want something non-intrusive. I mean, this doesn't look like much right now. It's pretty weak looking actually. But that marabou flares up in the water, and there's a little bit of tinsel in here, flashes, and oftentimes they'll swim right over and pick it up as it sinks because it's so light. But I found twitching it on the bottom gets them to come over and pick it up. Now I've got it on a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader, and throwing 15-pound Suffix braid. Now this yellow line also helps me because in this clear water, when the bait's sitting, I can watch it, and if I see that line twitch, I know that smallies picked up that little micro jig. And a 7.2 or a 7.6 medium or medium light rod is ideal, so you can get a bit of whip when you cast these things. And no word of a lie, if you spot a fish, don't panic, pull that jerk bait out, turn around, throw to it, and just let it flutter down and hold on tight and watch that line in the water. Because if you see it twitch, you know that smallies picked it up. Got him. Oh, it's a good one. This is a hog. What an amazing deal. It's almost, as a fisherman, it's almost like one of those techniques you don't want to tell anybody about. He's spinning the boat. This is a big one. So you see this bend in this rod? Like I said, 7.2, 7.1, even a 7.6 rod. This guy's a hog. He's under the trolling motor. My drag, you can hear it. I've got everything set up so that I'm not pulling too hard on this fish, because it is a small hook. I got you. I got you. Come on. Look at this thing. I had him to the net. Oh, come on, big fish. In the net, yeah. Whew. That took a while, but he turned and nosed down on it, nice. Gorgeous, big, thick smallie. Still a little skinny, like it really hasn't strapped on that feed bag, but good, big. This is a big one. Look at that little thing. And then there's that. Whew. See him, catch him. Hunting bass in frosty fall mornings. What a gorgeous smallie. Holy mackerel. Man. Whew. It's sort of a refined, I'm going to move the net here, skill. But you could do it, in a canoe or a john boat. A small little boat, when it's calm like this in the fall, and you have these days where people are going to pumpkin patches and farms. No way, man. Scratch the frost off the deck of the boat, put on a pair of gloves, drive to the lake, and cruise sand flats with weed and look for smallies, because you can catch the biggest smallies of your life this time of year.
The Fishing Edge is brought to you by Minn Kota and Humminbird.
To get the edge over the bass, I ran the Lund 1875 Pro V with a Merc 200 Pro XS. Humminbird Helix 10s with Minn Kota talons and Ultrex put me where the fish were. I cast a 13 fishing Loco Special jerkbait on a 7'2" medium heavy Omen Black rod and Modus R2 reel. I spooled it with Suffix 832 braid and tied it to a 10-pound Suffix fluorocarbon leader. For the follow-up bait, I cast the VMC 16th ounce marabou jig on a 7'6" medium light 13 fishing Defy Gold rod and a Kalon 2.0 reel spooled with Suffix 20-pound braid and a 6-pound Suffix fluorocarbon leader. And of course, a Lucky Strike net and Cuda tools made sure all the fish were handled and released with care.
I'm basically bass hunting. There's one swimming over to the left.
This is basically a game of cat and mouse.
Can't really catch them unless you know they're there.
The better you can see, the more fish you'll contact.
Yep. It changes everything. He ate it! Oh, this is a good one. Turn the boat around! Turn the boat around! This is a big fish! I saw the jerkbait twice behind it. That fish came out, wouldn't engage the jerkbait. I gotcha. This is a bruiser. This could be the big one of the day, everybody. Whoa! Just chomped on the hair. Took a while, and normally you can swim that hair and they'll eat it, but this guy wanted me to drag it. Get out of those weeds. I don't want to break my line. You think weeds might not be able to break a line, but they're covered in zebra mussels. Ooh. This is a good one. This is a healthy one. This is a real healthy one. Wow! Oh boy. Come on. Come on. I got it. Oh, it's a beefer. That is a beefer. Oof. Look at the way they hook them fish. Just a 1-2 punch. And right in the top upper lip. Look at the size of that beast. Woo! What a gorgeous bass. They're making me work today. I'm seeing lots. They're cruising. I've missed a couple. There's been a few aggressive hits on the jerkbait, but being able to follow up with that hair is incredible. What a monster! Woo! Man, what a slugger! Woo! That was a stressful fish. Line's all good, and look at that. What a teeny little thing. It doesn't look like anything here, but that 16th ounce marabou can mean the difference between catching lots of fish and seeing lots of fish. So we got a few on the jerkbait today, and followed up and caught a few on the hair. And I mean, that's really a perfect day. And to end it on a big slob like that, that's pretty awesome. What a monster. Woo! Around Thanksgiving, in this part of the world, in southern Ontario, smallies go shallow and they kind of just go bizarre and start it's almost like they act like they're spawning. You can pick them off in the shallows, chase them, and catch them. Woo!
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you in part by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine. Angler and Hunter Television has been brought to you by Canadian Tire, Mercury Marine, and Lund Boats, Yamaha ATVs, Browning Firearms and Ammunition, Suffix Fishing Line, Rapala, Camillus Knives and Cuda Tools, Yukon Gear, Killer Instinct Crossbows, and Outfitter Financial. For more information on the products used in this episode of Angler and Hunter Television, visit ahtv.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Remember, conserve and protect our great outdoors.